Hello, world and universe. Welcome to the Trevor Donald Experience on YouTube. Manifest your truth. And we have some disturbing laws that are being passed in two of the toughest cities and toughest states in America, with gang violence, gun violence, assaults, and all kinds of egregious behavior. And that is, the state of Illinois just passed a Safety Act policy where anybody that commits a minor criminal infraction can be released under their own recognizance, no bail or bond, will get an appearance for court to show back up. The state of California just enacted and legislated a very similar policy called the zero bail policy, where the same thing applies. You commit a minor infraction and the judge lets you out on your own without any cash bail or bond, and they expect you to come back to court. Well, this makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Chicago and L.A., Cook County and L.A. County are two of the toughest counties in America, with gang violence, gun violence, assaults, tons of poor minorities, homelessness, the opioid crisis, the migrant influx that is taking place in both of these cities and states. And now we're making it even easier for people to commit crimes at a high level. And we think that individuals that are committing crimes are going to be honest with their word when they get caught to show back up to court. In many cities, we already are completely understaffed with police officers. Several years ago, you had Black Lives Matter putting a lot of heat on defunding the police. A lot of people were advocating for that, which is the worst thing in the world to do. As I've given examples before, if your house is on fire, you call the fire department. If you are sick, you see a doctor. If you have a legal issue or a crime is being committed, you should call the police. So we don't need to defund the police. They're terribly understaffed and stressed out. We need more police officers. Very few police officers, as a result of Black Lives Matter, will even make a traffic stop in places like St. Louis, Chicago, L.A., Philadelphia, Atlanta, because they don't know what the end result would be. Can they get fired? Is anybody even arresting anybody for misdemeanor infractions? You see the shoplifting laws that are taking place in California and San Francisco, where you can steal up to $900 worth of items a day, and security guards, the police, are not even coming to arrest you. So every day you can steal up to $950 worth of items and not even worry about any repercussions. This is taking us into a very, very crazy place in the world. They don't even, in St. Louis, if you have a car accident, the police force is so severely understaffed that they don't even come and take a car accident police report. If your car can still move, you have to leave and go to a local police station and report it. So the lack of policing that is taking place throughout our country is leading us to have to self-police ourselves. And the amount of guns that are on the streets today makes this a very dangerous situation. And now the politicians and legislators are legislating laws to pacify and not arrest people with minor criminal offenses. So it's gotten to a place where we can do whatever we want at any time, anywhere, and there's no repercussions behind it. What happened to the whole montage of going from a child to an adult? And part of being an adult is learning about responsibility and accountability for your actions. this country is going into the wrong direction. And it is amazing how, for minor infractions with the Safety Act in Illinois and the zero bail policy in LA, they're not arresting you. But if you have a child support issue, you can get arrested for that. And that's not a criminal case whatsoever. That's a civil matter. So we have many of these laws that are ass backwards, and the moral and ethical pie of America is getting sliced piece by piece each and every day. Chicago and LA are going to have an overwhelming amount of criminal activity that is going to take place as a result of this Safety Act and this zero bail policy in LA. Safety Act in Chicago and the zero bail policy in LA. There are going to be so many issues that are going to take place where crimes are going to be committed. And then what is the definition of a minor criminal infraction? So if somebody breaks into your house and you're not there and steals everything, if somebody steals your car and you can't get to work, they're going to get arrested and then be released under their own recognizance. And then the state or the city expects that criminal to come to court on his own, under his own fruition, his own maturity, to show up in court to be sentenced. It does not make an ounce of sense. What direction are we going into? All of the writing is on the wall that this sounds like complete self-destruction in our own country. Chicago and LA, with this homelessness, this opioid, this migrant influx, is going to turn into third world countries. San Francisco already looks like that. And what is the definition of a minor criminal offense? That has not been outlined whatsoever. So we as the citizens of America have to make a very, very strong conscious effort to police our legislators, our councilmen, our aldermen, our mayors, our governors, to vote and legislate on things that make sense and are for the health and welfare of the American people. It seems like now we are advocating more and more and loosening our laws and policies for criminal activity. Nobody gets arrested for misdemeanors anymore. They're not doing any traffic stops. People are running stop signs and red lights. Hit and runs are happening all the time. There are too many guns on the street. There are not enough skilled workers in America. People are not going to school anymore in the urban market. We have reached a place where there is going to be a complete purging of our middle and lower income individuals. This disparity in this wealth gap is getting ridiculous, and this disparity in the intellectual gap. Many of these policies and laws that are being enacted don't make an ounce of safety sense. We are going to have a public safety healthcare crisis in America right next door and tomorrow. It is not making any sense whatsoever. So good, hard-working, tax-paying citizens that are trying to do their best have to walk out of their door and deal with all of this egregious and deleterious behavior each and every day. There is going to be an issue from a safety standpoint for you to leave your home, go to work, and return back home. The amount of violence and the amount of criminal activity that's taking place in Philadelphia, Chicago, LA is ridiculous. And you pick two of the cities with this Safety Act in Illinois and this zero bail policy in LA two cities with the highest level of gang participants, gang violence, unlawfulness that is taking place, toppled with homelessness, the opioid crisis, and this migrant issue. What in the world? We are having a boiling point in the underbelly of America that one day is going to pop and peer its ugly head. So please stay tuned. Please pay attention to what's going on across America, because it can hit your city at any moment on any given day. If you like this commentary, please hit the like button and the notification button, and please share this information with people you think will find this informative. Also, check out the Trevor Donald Experience podcast on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Buzzsprout. Let's manifest our truth in the right way. And many of these laws and the things that are taking place today seem like they are coming straight out of the book of Revelations. And let's remember what happened to Rome, which was the strongest empire during this time. It came down. America, I hope we are not next.